name it in post. Hi, everyone. My name is Bruce, and with me tonight in Khy's Musings for the 8th of February is my friends Six Nation 31 Kings, Connell the Cigar DM, and a Crafting Gamer. Normally, we would be having Khy with us too, but there's a communication breakdown on my fault because Discord and I have had problems. And there's Khy.
I
Hello,
was
Khy.
sorry. I didn't know the invite was out. So
Well, I literally just sent it less than 5 minutes ago because, literally what I told Bruce and these guys here, Discord, pay attention to me. I have a message. Restream. Gilded. Hey, dude, I got a message. So it's real easy to miss its messages.
Yeah. I just assumed that you fell asleep, and that's probably a good thing. Until we start having like 36-hour days or something.
So, how you doing today, Khy?
I'm doing okay.
Good deal. It's been a few interesting days with the nation here, but I'd like to talk about tabletop games tonight. I mean,
all right.
For politics, we usually wait for Janet to be on.
Yeah, the Cries at Orc babies, or whatever the hell this.
Yeah, the Cries of the Orcs or something. I don't know. I'm glad everybody's here, and I guess with that, I mean, I'm wanting to discuss the things that affect my life the most, which is things that I really don't affect my life at all. But I wanted to talk about my hobby, and I wanted to know how you guys were doing, and if you're changing anything with your games with the new stuff coming out on the shelves here in the next few months.
Well, I'm doing more free league stuff than I was ever planning to on my Mondays when I'm not DMing. Wait, I'm not DMing at all right now.
How do you like free league?
Yeah, free league. Was it some cyber-ish punk one? It's not cyberpunk, but it feels like cyberpunk, cyber city, cyber masturbation. I don't know. It's something cyber.
Really?
That and what's the other one? Dragonbane.
Are you an angry duck?
No, I'm a dwarf because push comes to shove, my character will never go hungry.
Huh?
Everybody else,
you never go wrong playing yourself.
It'll be fine.
It's like, what are we gonna do if my character dies? Meets back on the menu, boys. You know. My DM's like, you wouldn't think that way because you're all friends. I'm like, neither of the guys on that airplane that crashed in the 90s or no, late 80s that were rugby players.
Yeah.
And it's not cannibalism because I'm a dwarf and they're a duck.
I just started reading this, and this is a thing called Cities Without Number.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the Monty Cook games.
No, actually, this is somebody else.
Oh,
I forget the guy's name.
What is it? Was it Worlds Without Number?
Yeah, Worlds Without Number is the same guy that made it.
Okay.
But this is like a complete like little RPG, and they've got like all the sandbox tools you ever need. If you are into cyberpunk, it's a lot like the old style games, but it's a lot of cyberpunk and a lot of tables. Lots of tables, and they got gear.
That's
It's free.
What the fuck?
Pages and pages of tables. Why don't people like that anymore?
Yeah. Like, I started looking at this, and I started falling in love with it. Kevin Crawford is the guy that wrote it.
Okay.
All right, downloading it now.
And it's like 200 pages for the free stuff. There's a paid game out there for like $25 or so for the PDF, but the free version's 200 pages. Good luck. Do you remember the days where you used to get a game demo in your monthly magazine and you put it on CD-ROM or the 3.5 in your computer and you play it for like 10 hours and you'd be like, man, this is great, this is fun. And right at the cliffhanger, they're like, if you want to play more, please pay us this money. And you're like, fuck, I just played 10 hours. I had the time of my life.
No, let's see. But
lot.
that does remind me a lot of dating in college, though. Anyways.
But this is a really cool thing. And for those of you that like Cyberpunk, I know you're out there.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Well, the game I'm talking about is called How is it fucking spelled? It's CY_FI Adventures. And it's Ocean 11 meets sci-fi, cyberpunk. And the whole gig with this situation is when you have your character is pre-made or you hit a button and it pre-makes a character for you, you have a debt that you have to pay off. So the entire time you're just doing random fucking jobs to pay off your fucking debt. Personally, it's a little bit too close to home, real life for me. But that's just, must have job to pay off bills. Fucking bills.
Unless you're one of those college students that took some sort of liberal arts degree.
Hey, I like those kids. I really do. Who else do I get to make fun of? So, Khy, you're in my neck of the woods. Have you have you managed to not get sick, or did it get you as well?
No, I've avoided the sickness.
I'm calling it the Trump lung because there's been a few times where I've coughed up orange, mucus.
Nah, it's just
Connell's down with the sickness.
it's gonna hit where I'm at eventually. I'm just not worrying about it until it does.
It took me a
The one
year and a
guy
half
was
to get COVID.
sick, he actually decided to stay home for the week. We hated him for it, but he stayed home for the whole week.
No,
Surprisingly, if I didn't get it and I was asymptomatic, I don't think I got COVID.
I've yet to get COVID.
My mother and my aunt got it. They went through hell. And so I was Mr. Mom. But I didn't get any of the loss of taste and all that funk.
This stuff is like ammonia, but it's not ammonia. It's not nice stuff.
Yeah, so Lord of the Rings has aged pretty decent for being, 20, 22 years old now, something like that. The Hobbit, on the other hand, that was rushed and just a god-awful mess. And I would refer anybody to the animated Hobbit to save you the heartbreak of watching that horrible live-action one.
Yeah.
The most recent one.
The first movie's okay. The
Mhm.
second two are just the rushed ones.
Yeah,
I wanted to like
there's
it.
a little bit of
I
there,
wanted
but
to
it's
like
not.
it. I didn't. But the music was good. That's all I cared about.
You know how many movies from the 80s, the best things were the fucking soundtrack and not the fucking movie?
A lot of them.
Most of them.
Yep.
I mean, we watched Split Second years ago, and
Oh God, I love that movie.
I tried watching it again, and I need to watch that with friends because I need to know if it was me just watching it at one time, if I wasn't into it, or if like really it's not that good.
Wait, who's in that one?
Rutger Hauer and a guy that looks like Mr. Bean.
Is that the one with the Venom looking monster?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that as a kid.
It's so low budget and cheesy, but I love it. He lives off of freaking caffeine and chocolate.
I'm okay with that.
That's. I just wish it got a little bit more into the occult and supernatural, because it was supposed to be a little bit more occultish than what it was. But yeah, that's like one of those movies that I'll throw in the VCR and I'll have that playing in the background. I'll be doing stuff and we'll stop and catch a one-liner or some cheesy guns and be like, yeah, this is worth it.
I was.
It's not highbrow.
No.
I think I've watched Lady Hawk 3 times in the last like month and a half. I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. I like the movie, but it just got my attention, and I'm just trying to. Not that I want to turn it into a game or anything. It's a fun. I don't know, but
Beware, dude, because the whole transformation into an animal thing sounds cool until you start getting into furry territory.
yeah, no shit. That, and I think it's probably the last movie that the Matthew did
Broderick.
that was worth watching.
What, you didn't like it,
Oh,
Inspector
God.
Gadget?
Didn't like him in Godzilla.
How can you not like Godzilla? It's Godzilla.
That wasn't Godzilla.
No, it wasn't. That's the worst.
Maybe
Godzilla.
it was Godzilla.
Giant lizard that
Kai, tell him he's wrong.
Which one?
The Godzilla movie with Matthew.
New York one.
the giant lizard that ate
I mean,
New York.
It's
1997.
not the
Yeah.
worst version of Godzilla, but yeah.
The Japanese decided to get back at America for doing that Godzilla. There's a god, I think it's called Godzilla End
Thank-
War, and Godzilla is supposed to take on basically all the monsters of the world at once, or in different spurts across there, like all
Takes
in one
the
video.
version of the
And they literally produce what is obviously the New York Godzilla, and Godzilla basically just swats it like a fly. Like, yeah, your American Godzilla's garbage. Is basically what the Japanese said.
If there's no rubber suit, it's not Godzilla.
Well, Godzilla -1 is supposed to be really good. It's not the one.
It
where
is
they-
good.
That one
It
is amazing.
Yeah.
We're like, the problem isn't Godzilla. The
They made
problem,
a black and white version.
problem
of
was
it
the
too.
government.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Someone bitched that one had too much talking compared to all the action, but it's like that was actually part of the lead up to the action. You're supposed to realize that they're kind of being stupid, and in reality, Godzilla wouldn't be as much of a problem if they had acted sooner.
Well, you got to realize that the way they wrote that movie, it's falling at a very specific time in history
Yeah.
that the Americans were busy elsewhere. They weren't focused on what was happening. The events that were transpiring from Crossroads up to the arrival of Godzilla at that point. Every ship that shows up in there is actually where it's supposed to be on the date of the movie. So the
really?
destroyers that were in the harbor were actually there. They were actually being prepared for being sent off to China and to Russia. The Takao was actually at where it was supposed to be. She was actually in history being prepped for to be sunk by the British in the Malacca Straits. So when Godzilla arrives in the movie, the idea that the Takao was being crewed by her the way she's supposed to be, with the last of her crew making a mad dash to go race up there, is actually a possibility of what could have actually happened at that point in time. That everything was lining up to be, this could actually have worked. You have the lost Shinden prototype, because there were supposed to be two. One was found. One's in a museum. And the other one never managed to be found again. Well, guess what? You have in the movie the last Shinden prototype being used as the bomb that drops him off. They did a really good job mixing history with fantasy and going, no, this could actually be what's going on. Plus, at that point in time, the bulk of the USN was actually being mothballed and trying to be thrown in different places. It's like the idea that the U.S. Navy could just scramble something together and in 47 and just throw it out that fast was actually kind of when the U.S. goes, we're busy, handle it yourself. And that actually felt right. Like, this is something that America probably would have said at that exact point in time. And I'm going,
okay.
no. Yeah, I at that point, the USN was I was in a massive state of, we're mothballing everything after the war. And
wait, that was supposed to take place in 47?
It's in 47. It's like mid 47. The USN is currently at a point where vast quantities of the Navy is being downsized, mothballed, and we had already, because -1 takes place. It opens with Operation Crossroads being the detonation of the vast chunk of all of our old Navy, where we blow it up to show it, to prove how an underwater nuclear test. And a lot of the more modern ships were either being mothballed in the reserve fleet, being sent around. Plus, you're also looking at the Iron Curtain is currently going up in Europe. So the American focus is currently on Europe, not Asia. And China hasn't quite ended its civil war yet. The Korean War hasn't seen the reactivation of the vast chunk of the U.S. Navy yet. So we're currently in the peace dividend era, where everyone is currently trying to roll backwards, save some money after the war. And so, Crossroads happens. Godzilla is awake and is mutated, because you actually find out that in -1 that Godzilla actually was a creature that was running around during the Second World War, but he was just on one of the. He was just a predator and that Crossroads mutates him, which is a common theme of most of the Godzilla flicks, is that Operation Crossroads is what gives you Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And so Crossroads happens. Godzilla is running around. Godzilla it actually sets up to the idea that the broken remains of the Japanese military that manages to pull off a miracle and stop him. And really, honestly, watching those destroyers make that run on Godzilla at the end, they have nothing except for gumption and no weapons and a little bit of science to try to fight Godzilla. And they do it. And it's a really interesting scene, but it also sets up the fact that that -1 leads into the original Godzilla movie. And so it was a really fantastic flick, and the way that it was done. So there's no super science except for, the idea that we make a lot of bubbles, we sink Godzilla really fast, and he freezes and has a heart attack and dies, is the only super science. And it's like looking at history, and I actually watched the movie, went and grabbed most of my Imperial Japanese research books to go figure out, was this accurate? And I was actually looking for the pictures of the ships, pictures of dates of when things were happening, and went, no, these are the actual ships that survived the war. They were in the locations that they would have been. So when those minesweepers, destroyer escorts, and the last of the IJN destroyer fleet that was being demilitarized for shipping off to the victorious powers, they were actually in Tokyo Harbor on that date. And I'm saying, like, so when Godzilla is found out and all those things, could the Takao have made the run from Malaysia to like if they just ran her out, like her engine's clapped, she's got nothing, she's been in bad shape for the last couple of years, and the British were getting ready to get sink her. Could she have made the run? And yeah, she could have if they just ran the engines on the idea that we're never going to get the ship's never going to see service again after this moment. Yeah, the Takao could have made that run from the Philippines, from Malaysia, from Singapore straight to Japan in time to make her engagement with Godzilla at where she sinks. And I'm going, that's actually a fantastic idea. That no, she could have made her run, and then she dies in a fantastic way. And it's in the way they filmed Takao's death is just this awesome sequence where it's like, oh, cool. Here's the heroic capital ship doing the space battleship Yamato moment, and no, it loses, and you're like, oh fuck, what do we got now? And then the movie plays out, and that's a much more, in my mind, a far cooler sequence than having a bunch of American Special Forces agents, air jump and drop on top of Godzilla in the middle of San Francisco, while another Special Forces team transports a nuclear bomb through the city, and there's a lot of dramatic things. Meanwhile, a Japanese guy who looks from a hillside and says, "Let them fight," and this bullshit happens, and that's kind of garbage. But then again, we've also watched a lot of Godzilla flicks in the past, which were always just simply, oh no, Godzilla's doing stupid shit. Unleash Weapon X, and it's a hover cereal box that fires laser beams, or it's Robo Godzilla, or so. We're used to the idea of dispatch the GI Joe leftover action figure set, and it's like a radar a satellite dish on the back of a boom truck that shoots and then leads him off to a volcano. Godzilla 1986. There's a lot of dumb that we've seen Godzilla, go up against, and at least he isn't trying to feed, he isn't getting fed a tree trunk through, by King Kong or something stupid like that.
Hey now, that's a classic.
I know, but come on, if anyone goes, oh, the action is dumb, at least Godzilla's not surfing on his tail. He's not being fed a tree trunk by a monkey, nor is he fighting a different version of said monkey who has his own infinity gauntlet now and a giant burning axe because fuck it, we're doing this shit.
Because it's the only thing that allows him to keep up with a fire-breathing lizard,
right? Or a three-headed flying dragon creature who also regenerates. Like this.
See,
Jaguar.
I appreciated -1 for just what it was. It was a great movie. And I understand where you're excited about the actual ships that they used. I grew up when it came to Godzilla, King Kong, it was rubber suit monster WWF style nonsense. That's what I grew up on. So when the last several Godzilla King Kong movies came out, where it has basically gone back to the WWE of rubber suits, I'm not disliking it. It's right out of my fucking childhood. Now
my problem. Sorry,
hold on. Now my daughter, I was trying to get my daughter to watch the last King Kong versus Godzilla movie, Kong versus whatever it's fucking called. And she's like, no, this is cheesy days. I went back and showed her the episode where King Kong was trying to shove a tree down at Godzilla's fucking throat. She's like, I stand corrected.
Yeah, well, my thing with Godzilla versus King Kong, yes, it's kind of nice to have the old-fashioned Godzilla just kicking something's ass. King Kong, by lore standards, should be the size of a fucking toddler or infant compared to Godzilla.
We make him a bit bigger monkey.
Like
this time.
Mighty Joe Young.
Giant monkey.
Yeah.
If you ever
Like,
wonder,
now I'll admit if they say something in the movie, which I know they don't because there's an entire tribe of King Kongs when there isn't supposed to be, so more law breaking. Now, if they had mutated King Kong to be the size of Godzilla to fight Godzilla, okay, I wouldn't have much to bitch about. But they don't. Proof of that is the sequel, which I also haven't watched because you see a tribe of King Kongs the same size as King Kong.
oh, and the last one,
Yeah.
I kind of get it. I get what you're saying about the size, how big, but if you would have put as you said, a toddler up against a grown ass man, and they're about ready to fight, everybody would have fucking left the theater saying, "What the hell did I just watch?" I mean, you probably get the same reaction from Meet the Spartans as you would get to that.
Well, yeah, but it would be simple. Godzilla has like 50 plus enemies, I think, throughout his entire history. And they go for the one that literally makes no sense.
Godzilla, King Kong.
Yeah.
That's like the Freddy Krueger versus Jason, Michael Myers versus fucking whoever else you could think of. Of course, those two are going to clash. I mean, Batman versus Superman, Captain America versus Iron Man.
Okay, I love Batman. I hate Superman, but Superman versus Batman is simple as flick. Batman's head goes flat across the pavement.
Well, not to get completely into the weeds in that argument, to show you why and how you're wrong. All I have to say is money.
Don't go there, lady. Please don't go there.
Money is its own superpower there, Bubba.
Fuda Kong. You guys don't want to know about Fuda Kong?
No. That's a little bit. Oh, no.
You know what it's going to be? It's just going to be Big Mike and a CGI freaking Godzilla.
I want to know where Janet
No.
read that about they went into her old neighborhoods and they couldn't find anything about Michelle. They found stuff about a guy named Michael.
Don't ask. You'll end up in 4 feet of water dead.
She's not making any fucking noise. Her and her husband are off doing their own fucking thing. I mean,
hold on. There's puppet strings going from him to other people currently in the game right now. So they might not be making overt noise to where like the media is paying attention to them, but I can guarantee you,
the nature of fucking politics. I'm sure Dick Cheney had his fucking, fingers in the pie as long as he could get away with it.
He's still got his fingers in the pie.
He endorsed fucking Harris.
Okay, how bad was it? How bad was it that Harris had people from Green Day and Dick Cheney uniting? When did you ever see Green Day and Dick Cheney in a Venn diagram? Okay.
I thought that was like one of the seals of the apocalypse getting broke right there. There's Denny Moore and a Down syndrome kid running away. It was just weird.
I really like the movie The Substance. One of these days, me and Janet are going to devote 3 hours to that movie. Have you seen it yet?
Dude, you can
apart
a million different ways.
But I know of it.
You should see it.
It's a great movie.
You should see it. It's like Cronenberg and Carpenter had a baby, and they starred Demi Moore, and they paid her enough money to be fully nude front and back.
I might want to see that 20 years ago.
I'm telling you, at the age of 60, you still want to see it today.
I still want to see Khy in a theater watching Hundreds of Beavers.
No.
The sleaze stacks are real.
Maybe.
Hundreds of Beaver is a great movie. Six Nation and Bruce can tell you so.
Yeah, that is a good movie. That's a very fine movie.
It's a furry snuff. It's a furry snuff film.
I could actually agree with that.
Oh, that just sounds.
All sorts of fun.
A furry snuff film? Isn't that like an oxymoron?
That's one of those movies that you really don't want to have it exist, but when you watch it, you're so happy it was there.
I've been trying to figure out how to turn that movie into a drinking game without
Oh.
killing somebody.
Ooh, finally, it got released.
I think it's a great title for a movie because that goes with Shaft, Snatch, Beaver.
Yeah.
And damn it, if it was still back in the 90s where you had to call a telephone to find out if they had a movie in stock at the video store. Some new kid who has no idea what type of movies are being released. Pornography.
Okay, Hundreds of Beavers is the
Great.
adult Barney that we never received.
Oh, God. Have you guys ever heard the drug story about Barney? I was like, that doesn't know. I don't know if this is true. This is just what I've heard. I choose to believe it's true because it's fucking hilarious. One of the Barney actors had so many drugs stuffed in Barney's tail, the tail literally ripped off in the middle of recording.
That was
Kind of
bizarre.
funny. I'm going to see if Jamie can pull it up for us. Jamie, pull it up.
I hate to break it to you, Soy. I am not gay. I prefer the company of women. But if you're looking for a date, I'm sure $20 will get you wherever you need there, Hoss.
Okay, there's supposedly some things about on the Bing page, like they said, hey, that's not real, and Snopes says that's not real.
But I'm not. So
No, it's
I'm not
totally-
the only one who's heard this story, though.
God, I heard one of the Barney actors went to end up in prison for being a pedophile. I mean, there are all kinds of fucked up stories.
Okay, so here's a funny real story, and I got to share this. This has got to be shared. All right, it's McGruff the crime dog. Actor gets 16 years in prison.
What?
Dateline, Galveston, Texas. John Morales, the actor who played the crime-fighting cartoon character McGruff the crime dog, was sentenced to 16 years in prison, stemming from a 2011 arrest in which police seized 1,000 marijuana plants, 27 weapons, including a grenade launcher, and 9,000 rounds of ammunition from his home, reports CBS Houston. This is in Galveston, Texas. The sentence was handed down Thursday, just 3 days after the 41-year-old former actor pleaded guilty. Morales insisted during his sentencing that he was nonviolent, but U.S. District Judge Vanessa Gilmore said, "Everything I read about you makes you seem like a scary person," reports the station. McGruff the Crime Dog is a cartoon bloodhound that was created by global advertising company Saatchi & Saatchi, an ad council in the early 1980s for National Crime Prevention Council. The cartoon figure was best used by U.S. police in spreading crime awareness and is best known for the tagline, "Take a bite out of crime." Let me read this again. 1,000 marijuana plants, 27 weapons, including a grenade launcher, and 9,000 rounds of ammunition. Makes me seem like a pretty topical guide, huh? Pretty normal. I'm okay, guys, right?
Yeah.
Those are amateur numbers.
Look, there is only one good scene from the the last Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator movie, where he has all the guns. I was expecting the apocalypse. Also, this is Texas.
I'm trying to picture the McGruff. I remember as a cartoon figure growing up, but now I just have a picture of him dressed up as a.
The original actor. I was like, isn't this dude like in his 80s or something? No, it's the newer animated one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the old cartoon one. I'm just imagining the dog dressed up as the Punisher underneath his trench coat with his 27 different assault weapons. The pot though.
But Gruff goes Pine Crystal.
Hey, you don't have to be a pothead to not fight crime.
That's the funniest thing I've heard today, sir. Lady, we missed you today in today's game, by the way.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, you got stepped on.
Everybody got that.
A little bit. Yeah.
I want to make a Cheech and Chong detectives movie. The missing joint, missing bong. The
I
search
think
for the
Cheech and
golden
Chong are a
brown
little
meat.
old to be doing something like that now.
Eh,
They could do voiceover work.
yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
What else have you been up to, Kai?
Mostly work, writing.
God bless you, Lady.
I've been doing.
Take care, bud.
Be well, dude.
Thanks to Khy, I've actually been doing a lot of writing for my game.
I mean, you gotta look at some of the random stuff I've been writing and going. That's only about what I managed to finish and post. So
The worst part about me losing my Discord was me losing the Chimerians Musings.
wait, you don't have that Discord anymore?
I don't have access to it.
They broke up with him.
What?
I thought it was someone hacked his account.
The CCP
My account,
hackers.
somebody hacked the fuck out of my. They tried getting my Amazon, my Hotmail, and they got my Discord.
So should I stop posting there?
I would prefer you post. If we could copy everything and just dump it into the bug out bunker, that'd be great. But I don't think that's going to be possible because there's volumes in there from just your channel. I don't care about Shadzar's bullshit. I don't care about anything else really. But like losing the Chimerians Musing was like a pain in the dick because I really wanted to have access to that, and that was the one thing that whenever I got hacked, like that fucking hit me like an hour and a half later. And I'm like, fuck.
Are you at least back on Discord, or
I'm not able to log in. I'm not able to get my old account back, and I can't get administrative privileges for my own server.
Did you
hell's
give it?
bells.
Dude, something happened with it. And the worst part is that they just don't understand or they don't care that like people are trying to get in touch with their old like account or something happened where somebody Sun, Moon, and Stars gets a hold of their account and they can't get a hold of it back. And these complaints are like years old. I'm gonna be like one of those dudes that, you know, basically like came back from the meme wars of Discord and like, hey, I got Agent Orange from the Discord era, from the Discord bombardments, and you know, it's basically that.
No shit.
I mean, he can't get onto it, but I mean, I still have access to it.
You see me now, a veteran of the shitpost wars. Dude, it sucks when you
I need to get that hat for the meme war veteran, by the way.
nice.
All right.
Pisses me off, Kai. I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking horribly sorry.
No problem. I just been writing a crap load on there, so
It makes
Like
me
I always
happy
do.
that you're writing. I just don't know who the fuck has it now.
It's kind of wild. Like I've been out of the loop, both in the news for the most part, this entire week, and then to hear that access to your own freaking what the hell?
Yeah.
It's not like you just started the thing. You've had.
I mean, there's quite literally nothing on it that should have got you. I mean, yeah, I think you got hacked, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think it was. Because if I can still get on your Discord page or Discord channel server, then that means Discord didn't, shut it down. It just means some asshole got your information and ran with
got
it.
access to it. And they're not doing anything malicious. Maybe they're waiting to see what pops up on the Discord. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
people need to start watching out for Bruce asking for money.
Well, since I'm gonna start backing up everything I've ever written there.
It's never a bad idea, just in general. Oh,
Gigger.
Considering I pinned the very start of the entire channel a long time ago because I wanted my brother to be able to read it. So
I kind of miss Charizard.
You and me both.
I also still think it's hilarious that Travis pulled off the Boomer Remover 2000. Nope, I'm tired of Shazar shit. He's done. What? So is everybody there but me?
Everybody where but you.
Your game last week.
Yeah, everybody but you was there.
No, Flatey still wasn't.
Well, no, that was last week though.
all right, reading chat.
Oh, you're talking high level. Duh, sorry.
Hey, if you can help me get back, cool. So yeah. Dear God, there's years of shit here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like it's crazy.
And if you sum it all up, you'll get one hell of a game.
Or a headache.
Yeah.
Actually, I've tried to keep up with Khy's musings. If you're to actually base everything that Khy said into a game, you would end up with both contradiction and I think overpoweredness, because some of the stuff that Khy talks about parts from each other kind of complement each other in ways that could be like what Khy described, how he defeated a bad guy once. Pit, ground to mud or something like that. Let the time stop, ground to mud, block above, and a bunch of fireballs for delayed fireballs in the bottom just for the hell of it.
Why not?
No, hold on. Tarnus, I'm the only cigar guy. I mean, Bruce does smoke, I think. Well, I know he at least had one.
I like Dominican cigars. I really do.
I had to stop smoking cigars when I never learned how to properly smoke them, so they'd give me a headache.
Just remember, like the former President Clinton, I did not inhale.
Smoked for 18 years. Roll your own. Camel filterless. Pipe tobacco. Occasionally some cigars. Then gave it up.
Hey, Connell.
Yeah.
One of the things I've talked to Khy about this, but one of the things I'm doing to help add my game is a very traveler style character creation.
Okay.
Except I'm still doing something different enough because you end up being able to be part of guilds instead of the way it would. I forgot how they did it. And one of the guilds I have is the Taxing Guild.
I stopped smoking cigars when my okay.
That might be an indication of you might want to quit. Never had that problem.
I got married and my balls disappeared for a hot second, but you know.
Oh dear God, when does the scrolling end?
Oh no. Well, I am part owner of a cigar lounge and shop, so I guess I'm not gonna be quitting smoking cigars for a while.
Yeah, I can't see you just up and out of that one. That's your baby, man. That's like, Bruce, what's your hobby? Well, when I discuss my hobby, it's like, wait, what? Yeah. Okay.
This channel right now, Haas, we're just basically talking about gaming, politics, and everything in between. On my channel, which you found, I don't have any cigar related stuff as of yet. I will be doing a cigar review probably with a buddy of mine here soon. Just haven't got there yet. But if you're into RPGs and blasting who's ever in or out of office, you're in the right place.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. Having a lot of fun with the right now.
The tinnitus kind of sucks,
What?
though. Well, after this good thing, the ringing,
Yeah,
my ears ring.
it won't be that long. It'll be over.
I'm just glad, that we're no longer going to turn, was it Canada into the 51st state? If we turn anybody into a state, it should be Cuba. I have my reasons.
Hey, soy based. Listen, man, I'm not worried about my Discord that much. The only thing about my Discord I'm going to miss is, like I said, like the Chimerians Musings reading material, because it was really good. If you can help me on that, that's great. But I've put a lot of effort into trying to reach the mods, the people in charge of Discord, and I've received like not a damn email, nothing from them. So
That is kind of weird.
Yeah, usually something of that magnitude, they go, oh, hey, by the way, we noticed that you're having some issues. We looked into it. Yeah, we're going to try and solve the problem.
and I have a feeling it's going to be like 10 months from now, whenever they finally get over to their email address and be like, oh God, look at all these emails from this one asshole in Texas.
I got to copy 2.5 years of shit. Fuck.
Oh man, wait till they get to the hot women's section of your Discord. That might keep them busy for at least a month.
That'll definitely keep them busy.
It won't save all the pictures.
They'll just go straight over to Baron Norman Togg and be like, why are you keeping all the ugly ones in there? And he's not getting all the ugly ones. The sizable majority of them are women that you would see every day at the store, but like they have some admirable qualities.
If you turn the lights off.
I didn't see.
Especially that one of my mom, but I'm not pointing around.
Oh. Did I hear Treasure Hunt? I heard Treasure Hunt.
Hey, why don't you pull up your Discord and show us what picture you're talking about there, Bruce? Oh, wait. Too soon?
Yeah, too soon. Too soon.
Arby's?
Fuck.
Somebody say Arby's?
I love Arby's memes. Arby's memes are the best. So I found out tonight that the raisin cartel,
Oh, yeah.
really fucks over the farmers. I did not know we had a raisin cartel.
I've yet to watch it, but
That's a new one on me. Like, I knew we had a lime cartel, Because like back in 2010, I was supposed to visit sister's family out there in Oaxaca, and she's like, "Oh no, it's a bad time right now." I'm like, "Why? Cartels. What are the cartels doing out there?" I guess the lime farmers are fighting the cartels over who gets to like sell or something. And I'm like, okay, but whatever. Different country, different ways of doing shit.
Any way to
Cartel, as goofy as that sounds, like, yeah, there's probably like cartels for everything.
yeah. I mean, shit.
Oh, you got supply, we got extra soft.
Fucking
Doesn't really
Trump.
surprise me because if there's a way to make money off of anything, somebody's going to try to find a way to,
Exactly.
knuckle it down to where they're the only ones that can make money off of it.
So Trump,
Yeah, it's a dragon a wing. They're Tarnus.
Trump is telling us that he will not deport Prince Harry, because he's having trouble with his wife, Meghan Markle. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Could you imagine if, like, the reason he just likes watching the soap opera there?
I can make a joke, but I think I'm somewhat outnumbered on people who voted or did not vote for the Orange Man.
Oh, you're okay, dude. We're not going to hold it against you. I kind of expected you not to vote for him.
Yeah.
Right. No, he's not gonna print. He's not gonna deport Harry because, well, he's white and has money.
No, he's a ginger. He's not just white. He's like a super white. Let's be racist fully on board. Come on.
Oh, speaking of raids, Pekin, Illinois had its first ice raid last weekend.
Pekin had a raid.
Pekin did, yeah.
Oh my god.
I didn't know. I mean, I just kind of threw me off. Pekin, Illinois ice raid. I'm like, the fuck you say? What?
So
meth
what they stealing the ice for?
During
And
the
with that
height,
shit winter, there's been no ice.
during the height of COVID, I thought about calling ice on myself, see if I can get a free trip back to Ireland.
Why didn't you go with Romania? I mean, the winters are more hardy.
Yeah, I want to go to I want to go to a country where I at least understand the language first.
Oh, so land where you have to be drunk. I got it.
Hey.
The Irish get a lot of shit. But when you hear fucking Welsh drunk, makes Irish sound normal.
Wow.
Is there just a limit on how much you can copy paste at once?
So I got to ask: is Gaelish
have
and
no idea.
Welsh the same?
It's like English, and English. Gaelic is there's probably roots that are similar between.
It's
Scots,
a Gaelic
Gaelic,
offshoot.
Irish Gaelic. What?
Like quote unquote Gaelic. You got like a dozen different languages. Manx, Irish,
Right. I
Scott.
want to say
It's a cousin language.
Yeah. Wow.
And I have a freaking terrible time trying to learn that shit.
Oh, Gaelic?
Like I'm not trying to speak American English.
Oh. Yeah, well.
See, I wasn't even aware that they were doing local stuff. Now they're tipping off. Wow.
Wow. So the memes are becoming real.
Sounds
now?
like it.
Don't pick up my mother-in-law at.
She gets off work at 5:30 p.m. She'll be home by 5:52. I would hate it if my mother-in-law got taken by ice. Sounds like
Did you hear about the teacher? I think it was in Texas. The teacher is like, made a comment on Twitter, X, about, he was like, it'd be horrible if ICE raids this school, because I'm pretty sure none of my kids speak English. I'm like, wow.
So we got any
The
more
silence
discussion
is
on these Cries of Dead Orcs?
Dead Orcs.
Well, the reason why I called
This
that
just
is because, like, how many times in the last fucking 2 or 3 weeks have we been talking about, like, gaming and fucking orcs pop up? Why? I don't know. But
I
they're
blame
popping
the
up.
Rings of Power. They went and fucked
It's
up
also the
mythology,
fact that
and then they have the human orcs. The orcs aren't evil, even though they're corrupted elves and other beings.
there's also the fact that the monster manual for D&D's most recent version got leaked,
Grunts.
and orcs are no longer a monster race. And people are like, but wait, and there's a certain part that I'm like, it's because I don't know. There's a lot to it, and I'm sitting here going, it's just simply the fact that people are starting to just. I know there's some people who go, it's all about woke shit, and it's all about this thing and that, and I'm like, or it just simply is people are putting more thought into it than Tolkien, where I'm like, yeah, the Tolkien orcs are just orcs. They're just listed as orcs, beings who like war, and that we've evolved them through time into turning them into giant pig monsters, and D&D trying to make them into, it's their own species and other shit, and Tolkien dodged around some things, and D&D did some things, and we got this idea that they're just a horrible monster race, but then time came on, and people actually asked the certain question that only comes around when you get people who think about it, is what drives a race, and it works great if you have a Ganondorf or a Sauron or some ultimate evil god or bad thing that goes, I am the ultimate evil, and I direct my race of specially created doom monsters who go out there and rape, pillage, and be chaotic evil warmongers, Germans. Because let's be honest, the orcs are really just a reskin of barbaric Germanic races. And hey, because if we're gonna be racist, let's go back to being racist like we're good proper Romans. And civilization is the wall that civilization stops the Rhine, and that all the barbarian races who want to rape, pillage, and destroy all that is the bright shining light of civilization, Rome, is a bunch of weirdo Germans and weirdo Anglo-Saxons who are getting high on drugs and painting themselves in blue. A bunch of whack jobs beyond the wall who want to come in, steal our shit, rape our women, and burn our villages is exactly what we are. But hey, what was that? So
half-naked savages in blue war paint.
So I'm not even calling them African Americans. I'm not even calling them Africans, or I'm just calling them Germans. Come on, I'm just going down to what Tolkien ripped off for his original orcs, which were a bunch of Krauts, because he's a World War I vet, so of course he's going to paint the overly industrial war-loving Germans as orcs.
The Hun.
The Hun. That's right. And as we moved forward as creative writers and people, I'm thinking about how, if we don't have the Dark Lord Kaiser, who is sitting here in the background, who is the Lord of Death, who's commanding all the legions of my orcish armies to do my evil biddings. And we're not going with it's totally not Christianity with the serial numbers filed off mythology of good guys and bad guys. And we put some thought into the idea of, well, how long have we been fighting the orcs? 2,000-3,000 years. And suddenly, no, the thing is that, no, he was writing from Battle of the Somme and to when you have Lord of the Rings being published about the 1930s and 40s when The Hobbit and all this. So he's a war vet. It's the shit. And the thing about all this really just comes down to we're going to move away from every fucking fantasy writer wishes he was just cribbing Lord of the Rings, because we all wish we were Tolkien, and that is where the end all be all of creativity starts and stops. And suddenly people are going, but what if my orcs weren't just a bunch of rejects who are from, created by a Dark Lord? Maybe they might actually be a civilization. Maybe they might actually have personality. And suddenly people started to write and think. And yeah, I hate to point out that Blizzard is a big reason why we started to see orcs not be Tolkien ripoffs. Because Blizzard asked the question of, hey, what if the orcs had a personality and they weren't a bunch of GW soccer hooligans? What if my orcs weren't Germans and weren't soccer hooligans? What would they be? And then Warcraft 3 arrived, and suddenly we now have orcs who are free of a. Suddenly we had the orcs that are a bunch of warmongers. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Yes, unfortunately, those are when his earliest writings were. But the bulk of his writings, the bulk of his letters, the shit he was writing to his children are the 20s and 30s and through the 40s. That is when the bulk of the Legendarium starts to actually coalesce and manifest. Yes, earliest works. I could go back and say some of my earliest works happened before 9/11. Because guess what? The earliest parts of my gaming career happened before the global war on terror. But guess what? The global war on terror happened, and a lot of the shit that I did for my gaming fucking changed. And guess what? My writing changed. Yes. Oh no. He started writing his universe a whole 2 fucking years. No, Warcraft 3 was before 2002. But no. The simple fact is that, yes, you suddenly had Warcraft 2 goes, orcs are evil. Then you go, wait, orcs are not fully evil. They were just demonically corrupted. There's an entire race and a species. Suddenly, people are starting to actually ask new fucking questions. And suddenly, orcs are being, oh, wait, we might actually have an idea of what a culture might be without them being simply just humans with goddamn green paint on them. They're not just simply, Germans and fucking Germanic barbarian tribes and a bunch of other Huns over here beyond the wall. They're not just simply Scottish. We're suddenly starting to see the idea that, wait, they might actually have a culture. And suddenly people start to write and think and add, and the genre evolves. And then slowly, and guess what? None of this involves goddamn Africans. And no, the movie sucks. In fact, most of the games suck. But the writing, if you start reading some of the supplementary material that was written, like the comic books, the novels, the game is garbage, but the storyline that is actually being told through the game actually isn't actually bad. There's actually some good shit in it, and that inspires people. Because guess what? The game World of Warcraft just has 20th anniversary. It's been around for a fucking bit now. It's no longer that weird, strange new thing on the horizon, or that new thing. It's been around for an entire generation. People have grown up with this fucking shit. And oh no, suddenly people aren't wanting to have their fucking orcs be goddamn. I'm cribbing my shit from Tolkien, and they started going, I'm cribbing my shit from Blizzard, and suddenly people who might actually have put some thought into the goddamn game, into some societies, like, wait, what might drive orc culture? What might be personalities? What might be things? How might they look at stuff? How might we make them kind of like Klingons, but not really Klingons? Yes, it did kill itself, but it's not actually dead. It's still actually going, and the storytelling isn't actually terrible. It's bad. It's got some moments where you go stupid, but like sifting through debris, you'll find some gems in all the shit. But hey, that's any fucking franchise if you get down to it. Man, I hate this thing, but it's got some redeeming factors. You just gotta look for them. And it's actually kind of fun, kind of interesting when you see where they've taken a story in the franchise. Yes, this is why orcs are dead, but a bunch of people who are fucking goddamn knuckle dragon grognards are sitting here going, it ate my 1977 fucking orcs. Well, fuck you. If you want to have your 1977, boy, I sure am a smart guy and I read Tolkien once, orcs. You can have your, wow, I read Tolkien once, orcs. You can have your, they're just disposable cannon fodder, orcs. You can do that all fucking day long. You can kill 10,000 level 1 orcs all fucking day, and then have that one strong orc every once in a while. You can play the orc version of Goblin Slayer. Man, I love killing orcs. Orcs! I hate orcs. You can do your Goblin Slayer shit all fucking day long, and you'd be happy. And you know what? That's for some people fantastic. That's all you need. You need to sit down, whip your dick out, roll some dice, and kill some orcs while you get to go feed your heart on. Wait, yeah, I'm killing my orcs. I'm a good guy. I'm killing orcs. Whatever the fuck you want. But some people might actually want to have, I don't know, right? The idea of my world might actually not be that fucking dumb. Or, hey, I want my orcs to be a different culture. I'm writing my own fucking shit. And you know what? And if I play a game and you just tell me, hey, our orcs are just dumb, big, brutal orcs, and you're going to fight the forces of darkness, and you look across the walls of Helm's Deep, and you think you are the last shining bastion of good against the uncounting orc hordes, fan-fucking-tastic. All right, I'll just go play my cleaving monster fighter killer, or I can actually just go read a book, also known as Drizzt Kills 10,000 Orcs. That's not its actual title, but hey, it's about what the book is.
The advert for that was classic.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, if the entirety of your gaming desires are, boy, I wish I was like Drizzt, fantastic. We can just play more, man. So which version of Drizzt are you? I'm kind of the Drizzt who's kind of emo-y because I just got thrown out of the homelands. It's the Icewind Dale saga era.
No. You got to be the lovesick piece of shit that wants to do something with Canterbury, but you're just too scared to. Even though she fucking throws her moist vajayjay at you every other page in the fucking book. Every other page, Canterbury is demanding to get dick down, and you, a black man without a clue, do not want to fuck a ginger. This is the most out of character thing I've ever read in my fucking life.
Man, Canterbury's not around. I'm gonna go kill 10,000 orcs. Fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
The way you guys describe it is making me feel awkward now.
Embrace the awkwardness.
If we all read the Drizzt books,
I just want my pig-headed orc, and I'm gonna go sit in the corner.
That's not bad. But the thing here is that I've watched now so many people on different channels trying to talk about the WotC controversy that orcs aren't in the monster manual. They're now been reduced to the appendix as another race. And I'm sitting here going, fuck? Okay, is this a problem? And they're all watching a bunch of gray-beard, fat old fucks complain that orcs aren't orcs anymore, and I'm going, they haven't been orcs for 25 fucking years. For a quarter of a century, somebody else stepped into the cultural void and decided to rip your race from the hands of a dead guy from the 30s.
Good night, soy based.
Good night. It's like,
All right, no, you started this. You have to stick around until he's done.
yeah, but no, because a bunch of people in a video game decided to rip your race from the hands of Tolkien and from Gygax's cold corpse, and then made them into something, I don't know, with a culture. And not only that, they actually spell out the fall of their race, the corruption of it, and then playing out the redemption and all the infighting. And suddenly you had a race that actually has a plot line and a history behind it, more that's a little bit deeper than. So a bunch of pointy-eared hippies were setting themselves under two trees, and then a spider came along and ate the trees, and they got really angry because the guy comes in and steals 3 rocks that glow, and then they kill a bunch of themselves, and then go launch a war of wrath. And is there anybody else who's got a plot line? No one else has got a plot line. It's the elves. And then they got these other elves who didn't get to see the light of the 2 trees or of the, so they're the dark elves, which are also forest elves. And so we're all angry because, this guy, he created the 3 stones, and they were stolen. And then the spider was angry. And then there was some more fighting. And then there was dragons and other shit. And then the fighting got so bad, it sank England. Sorry, it sank Proto-England, also known as the Dodger Bank. But this is only after the grand city of the pointy ears gets looted because this one human made a mistake, and a bunch of people got killed, and then there's a dragon who's as big as the sky, and he gets beaten, and then there's other things. And there's this hot girl, she sings to the Dark Lord and steals the 3 rocks from this crown, but she dies, and so does her lover. But don't worry, that's a self-insert. I wrote him and my wife, so we're actually those 2 characters, and then England sinks, Proto-England sinks under the North Sea, and then Atlantis happens because God is like, you humans are good guys. You fought with the good guys, so I'm going to give you Atlantis. And then one of the Dark Lord's servants show up, and he's like, you guys are cool, but you guys can be cooler. And suddenly all the Atlanteans are angry, and they're like, why aren't we immortal? So we get on boats and we sail over to the land of all the good people. And then suddenly, the power of New England shows up and sinks your island. Except for one guy and his family who goes sailing off to go build this really big city over here, and then Dark Lord is now without a body, and there's other shit that happens, and there's some fighting, and then there's elves, and there's more elves. And do the orcs have a plot line? No, the orcs are just a disposable race of fucking things. And goblins, I don't know where they come from. They're just goblins. Oh, and there's also a bunch of, Scandinavian horse riders who they have a plot line. And then there's also this other plot line. And then there's another fight, and things happen. And then it's 2,000 years later, and then a bunch of short people fight. A short guy finds a ring, and there's more shit that happens. And then the dwarves, and then they do some shit. What are the orcs? Don't ask those questions.
Does this remind anybody here of the 8-year-old that was obsessed with rewriting Lord of the Rings in his own fashion back in grade school?
Yeah,
his kid. Like this is what it fucking reminds me of. Like when you're in third grade and you discover D&D for the first time, and it's just fun and magical. But yet, whenever you try to tell somebody else who's been to a library once, you're like, oh god, oh fuck,
I know.
stumbled into the goddamn D10 White Wolf player that went.
I would hate to bring up the Moblins from Zelda. How they went bull-headed orcs or bulldog-headed orcs to pig-headed orcs to whatever fucking iteration we got now with the various games. Like,
and the thing, and a big chunk of this really is that it's the artists who just keep improving and working off other ideas. A big chunk of that really is Games Workshop suddenly going, hey, our orcs are different orcs from, the D&D orcs. So they made, big, tall, green dudes with tusks. And suddenly our orcs went from brown, weird pig people to green British people. And
My favorite.
And then suddenly
composed of fungi.
Yeah. And then slowly but surely, the fungus comes later, and slowly but surely we come to, a video game company going, we need a bunch of big dumb orcs, and suddenly, well, we got orcs, and then orcs evolved into a third strain. So you have the classic Tolkien D&D TSR orcs, you have evil fungus, and then you have, well, we're actually aliens from another world, corrupted by a legion of dark gods, and we have a culture and civilization that was corrupted, and other weird shit. And then you have other iterations that other people have kind of put together, and now here we are, decades now into this, and suddenly people are going, we could actually, because of the fact that, well, orcs are an entire, race. They can gain levels. They have classes. They have all the traits. You can still make them as evil as you want them be. If you want to still have the orcs who sing about the fact that they have to go marching off to war, you can have that. You can have that. That's not a problem. The thing is that they realize that, wait, because they are a race that has individuals, that has people, that has classes and shit. They aren't just simply a CR 1/2 creature that uses great axe, and that's all they do. And you deploy them in the hundreds to make them, because you want to have a drow feel cool for a book. It stopped being that, and people are making this big thing. Like, yeah, some of it is the SJW fucking bullshit crap. People who are going, orcs are just black people. No, they're not. They're definitely fucking not. In no iteration is it ever African-American culture on display here. No, it's hey, look, Germans, Germanic tribes. Oh, hey, look, it's this X thing. Hey, look, a bunch of barbarians who were big brutish, pseudo Klingons. You have a whole bunch so a bunch of fucking SJWs. I raise a shit, and suddenly people are going, well, what if? And just like I can make a human race in a D&D game that's just fucking evil. I can make them good. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can put more creativity into it. I can make evil elves. I can make evil whatever the fuck. And now it's putting it in the hands. But again, watching a bunch of fat graybeards complain about one side of it, and then watching a bunch of fat fucking blue hairs complain from the other side, and I'm going, y'all are fucking retarded. And then glued together, and you're like, fuck, whatever. Y'all, both of your groups are fucking dumb. And the fact that you're bitching that a game company decided to do something suddenly like, no, but they're the cultural drivers of our entire, but so if they change the entire cultural discourse, and fuck, I don't know anybody. Like, yeah, congratulations, a bunch of newbies who show up one day are going to go, well, TSR, like WotC said this, and then you're like, yeah, and how many of us actually play by the book? How many of us play from a canon source book? How many of them run canon campaigns? Not a lot of them. Maybe you are one of the people who are playing from a game store, from a shop. You're just sitting here going that all you get to have is your game drip fed to you by published modules. And I'm sorry that you're a sad sack of shit. That you don't get to have creativity and fun in your lives. I mean, congratulations, you're part of, the Explorer Society or whatever the fucking official well, my character's certified by D&D that this is a proper way to play this game. No, I'm sorry. I prefer not, and I prefer something different. But hey, if you want to play by whatever the fuck that it has to be, this is what a dead guy told me. Well, congratulations. You can play by whatever the fuck version you want to play by. And that's the fun part about this game. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But then again, that wouldn't please the clickbaiters. The rage people who go, no. I need to have drama to drive my YouTube channel. I need views. And if I don't have views, I don't get ad rates. And if I don't get views and ad rates, I don't get sponsorship deals. I don't get free shit. I need to make sure you are all angry so I can pay my bills because I don't have a real job set. All I have to do is sit here and go, did you hear about the newest version of the controversy that's happening at Game Company? Consume product. Be angry about product. Watch my shit.
Does that mean
get excited about next product?
Buy my t-shirts.
My orc can't have a pickle helm?
Yes, you can have a pickle helm. By God, yes. So that way your orcs could charge for 1d3 damage in your heads for headbutting. Fuck yeah.
Got an idea of acid traps and pickle helms.
I don't remember what episode it was on Table Breakers, but it's when Shadow was hosting, and he's like, what is your people's favorite monster, or what was your favorite thing to throw at people, right? And I pissed him off right down the road because my answer was humans. I like making humans the bad guys. Do you disagree with that, Kai?
No, humans are great. The fact that I won't lie, I have been spending time trying to because I hate the fact that people are like, I don't like it when my elves are like just humans with pointy ears. I'm like, guess what? Humans are the baseline of all of us. How can we perceive a society that's not human? We don't. We have a civilization pool of one.
I wouldn't say we're the apex predator, but we're pretty fucking up there.
But the thing is that
what other animal has nukes?
How many other highly developed tool using
shit we do to each other
races,
let alone the rest of the world?
Yeah. So, like, we have to break it down to cultures at that point. So I won't lie. I have been trying to think about, well, what would an elven culture look like? What would a dwarven culture look like? What would an orc culture or whatever other cultures? What would keep these together? Because a lot of it is communication and travel time. At what point do you have too far of a distance before you enter into a new cultural group where you can have multiple orcs, like multiple tribes of orcs who are completely different culturally? What would drive it?
This entire conversation from 35 minutes ago has got me thinking about we could play Gorka Morka, the RPG, in whatever fucking framework, foundational, whatever RPG system you want. If you want to run it in basic ass Warhammer Fantasy, that's great. If you want to do fucking old school D&D, that's great too. But you guys can figure out how to run a game system. And all I'm thinking about the whole time is like orc, and all these orcs driving down the road and these diesel belching black plumes of exhaust, Mad Max shit, and like how much fun it would actually be instead of like playing the skirmish game Gorka Morka, which can be fun with the right crowd, but it would be a lot more spirited to, I think, play as part of a group in Gorka Morka, the RP. I know that
I think
sounds
that'd be
weird.
hilarious. But then again, I would like to see one tribe of say Ford loving orcs and a tribe of Chevy loving orcs having a argument.
I'd even go more divisive than that because I would think like you would have to have the Saturn loving orcs, the Pontiac loving orcs. You gotta have like
No. The
Oldsmobile
Pontiac
loving
would be
orcs.
the hobgoblins.
All of the old brands that were canceled from various big manufacturers, bring those out.
Just make sure to make multiple characters at character creation.
A bunch of GMC lovers that show up out of nowhere.
Oh no, those are the bad. Those are like the main bad guys because they have the money to like get spare parts.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. There's those luxury Land Rover drivers who can somehow break down before the fucking thing starts.
And then worse yet, you got to deal with the fucking Audi driving orcs, the guys that think they're better than you because they're driving automatics.
Oh yeah.
I saw
Or some monsters end boss Freightliner driving orc.
I saw that 5e was giving orcs their own culture and whatnot. And it didn't really fucking bother. It doesn't bother me in general, but it was like, so they're making orcs a playable character with the background. Wait, orcs have been a playable
characters
for a while now.
They've been playable characters since first edition.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what was it? The Unearthed Arcana? But was it, or Player's Handbook? They had the half orc in it. One of those two did, and I don't understand
Orc, yeah.
where it fell off. Like
original handbook.
in second ed, I don't remember them.
And in 2, you have the humanoids guide.
Go ahead.
In 2e, you have the humanoids guide,
Yeah, that's right.
which
But I don't understand why they're always a good race to go to whenever you need somebody who's like, I just want to play barbarian and beat the crap out of shit. Okay, cool. You get the orc. And then like 4 sessions later, the one guy with the racist fighter comes back to the party and he hacks apart the orc player's character. Like, what happened? Well, yeah, Grog came back. Who's Grog? Grog's the guy that runs the 13th level fighter that he's got a problem with orcs because like his dad was like killed by orcs and his mom was like sodomized by orcs and his little sister was gang raped by orcs and then his tricycle was stolen by orcs and then his fucking mailbox, they fucked that too and they made the fucking mail pregnant and it was just a bad thing, I mean,
Wait, Grog is back?
Yeah, Grog was back last week.
Is he going to be coming back, or was that a one shot for him?
I don't know. Maybe you should send him a nice mail, a nice letter, a nice email, or
Stopping the fuck up, come back to game.
I think he is. I think he missed you too because he made mention of you a few times. He's like, "Where's Connell at?"
Did he really, or are you just being an ass?
It's on the video.
Oh wow! All right.
Maybe we don't have the God Emperor of humanity. Maybe we do have the Antichrist. That could be a scene.
And I got our fan from the Jerk in the chat. I was raised a poor orc child. One of the greatest movies of all time. Thank you, Steve Martin. One of the movies that helped extend the brotherhood across the spectrum of humanity. I love the Jerk. Great film.
Have you guys the parody comic of Lois and Clark. It was years ago. They're about to get it on. Superman's taking off his outfit, and he's all like muscular and hunky, and Lois is like all drooling over him. And then when it gets to his Johnson, she's like, "Oh my god, why does it have pinchers to grab onto you?" This conversation of orcs and like busting the outdated modes of orcdom reminded me of that comic, and it's like, yeah, we've always heard that Superman is an alien, but he looks just like us. He just has superpowers and he runs around in his underwear on the outside. But no, this comic was like, what if Kryptonians had like fucking
Lobster dick.
Predator? Yeah, lobster dick. And I was just like,
How else am I supposed to hang on?
Like, it's that time. Yeah. Yeah, he's a totally different species, totally different mode of reproduction.
You know, I don't think I've ever played a half orc or orc, to be honest. I have nothing against them, except for the rape boxes that, you know, was brought to my attention a couple of years ago. Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
But if the, you know, 5th edition D&D is going to have a lot of sins attached to it. It just is what it is. But I don't think making orcs a playable, reasonable...
The most epic.
What one?
D&D 1.
Mm.
Microtransactions off.
5.5, you mean?
5.5.E point whatever. I don't know. See, the best thing about 4th edition, to my opinion, was the fucking commercials, the anime commercials.
Right. Sadly, they stopped those way too. Stopped making them, which kind of took all the fire out of it.
Right. Apparently, I'm a gnome and I'm a monster. Roar!
Look at a lair.
And this is my pet badger, Francis. And I'm like, this is the best thing about this edition.
It was
That and a tiefling with a Russian accent. Jesus. Oh. I don't know. I think I don't know what to think of it. I'm right there with you though, Khy. I think it's about time they filtered out some giving orcs somewhat of a culture and that concept. Because as I said before, my favorite thing to throw at the party is not monsters but humans. Because most players will never fucking see it coming. Because humans never do anything bad.
They just need to stop rehashing the same old shit and make it like truly module. Like, you want to do a specific type of race. Here's a list of attributes and the cultural background, religious orders, etc.
Yeah.
And let you do it.
You know what it really made me think that maybe they've got their handle on something was earlier this year, I read through Baptism of Fire. James is really
That's a
big
great
into it.
game.
James is
I was
really...
looking at that. I was like, that is a cool fucking game.
It is. And
I like the art. I love the art.
The art for that is so fucking iconic and so thematic.
Oh, Khy crashed. He's gonna get back as soon as he can.
Oh shit!
He was all raged out.
Should have gave him a Red Bull.
His computer couldn't handle it.
His computer does sometimes okay, we're done. That happened.
Hope computer.
Yeah, I am sorry that I didn't make last Saturday's game, but I was sicker than a dog.
Yeah, we know you were at the fucking clinic, dude. That's cool, man.
I feel bad.
Getting a sponge bath.
You're better now, right?
I still have that fucking cough, but for the most part, I'm not cold sweats and puking.
It's all good, man.
He's got a cough and he's got a big old cancer stick.
This does not get... Don't let him lie to you. Cigars do not give you lung cancer. They give you mouth cancer. It's different.
Still cancer. I didn't say
Different.
which cancer. I
Yes.
just said cancer stick.
Hey. If George Burns could live to be 101 and smoke multiple cigars a day, you could shut your whore mouth.
Okay, can you hear me?
Now
Yeah.
we can.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I might be
Sorry.
without a camera
From the
but
void?
The camera might be off again, but hey. But I'll live with that.
Oh, and Connell, as for being called a whore, I
Yeah.
can't even afford to pay for it, let alone get paid for it.
Well, if you save a nickel a day, that'll be nice. I'll be nice. It's all
Take a
right.
penny and just double it every day for a month. You'll be fine.
Double it every day for a month. By like week 3, you're having to double like $10,000.
Yeah.
I just want you to understand that.
Oh man. You know what? I'm sure there is a system they made for it, and it fucking sucked. But Farscape, I wish Farscape was attached to a system that was worth fucking playing, because that was a great fucking show. And there's a lot of fucking meat that's basically left on that bone after the show.
Yeah. The RPG was trash, though.
Yeah, the RPG was complete trash. Oh, it almost makes me want to take like Spelljammer and do something with that.
You know, I think it's like really rare for me to ever hear anything positive about Spelljammer. Either the second ed or the 5th edition version. I never hear people talk about that. That's just one of those things where, like, I like Spelljammer. I know it wasn't popular.
We did a short sprint, I think, one summer. I bought the box set. We did a couple adventures. We were oogling at the art of the ships and whatnot, the postcards or whatever the hell you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, this is cool. It's a little quirky. Oh, hey, look. Hippopotamus with guns and bombards. Awesome. And then the Neogi creeped the fuck out of me because,
Yeah.
Spidery like things with little baby spiders bursting out of you. But
Space clowns.
it didn't have the last impression that other systems had.
No, it was not Dark Sun.
I think for us,
Yeah.
we liked Spelljammer for about as long as we realized that, wait, why are we playing this thing where we're just D&D in space when we could just go play one of our many other RPGs that are set in space?
Yeah, I get that.
Basically.
But you can't play a wizard. We're like, Star Wars. Well, space combat, traveler. Alternity. We just started we were just sitting there listing off all the other RPGs we could be playing that are in space, that are actually meant for space, and don't involve. So we need to have a guy put a funny hat on, and he is powering our ship.
I'm in a Spelljammer game every other Monday, and I'm actually somewhat enjoying it. The DM blew up Faerun, like the planet does no longer exist.
And nothing of value was lost?
Exactly. That was kind of my joke. And now we're just kind of stuck in space trying to make it work. I think he's taking some like Stargate universe aspects and throwing in there. It's kind of fun. I mean, I don't mind it. I really don't. It's
Cosmos.
What?
In a fucking Star Destroyer. The hit list is Kryn, because fuck the Kender.
I would specifically go there just to remove that planet for that reason.
If we could just have a Super Star Destroyer go into Kryn canonically and get rid of the Kender, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I know that's from the Dragonlance, but what the fuck is it? Is it like a halfling?
it's Dragonlance's stand-in, like their exchange with for halflings and hobbits, but they are somehow the most annoying version that you could ever ask of a race.
Imagine something childlike in personality and childlike look at what belongs to who, as in that could literally end up in their pocket, and just like a child, oh, that was in my pocket. I'm sorry, here you go. And that's the most innocent that it would be.
Yeah, they are innocent, fearless. Like,
oh yeah,
they just like there are space marines who wish they had thou shalt not know fear as good as a Kender.
Oh yeah, a Kender in the 40K universe would be uncorruptible by chaos because they have no fear at all.
Yeah, and they just suck. And they innately steal everything.
Yep,
kleptos.
Like there's a Kender chart.
The hyper klepto.
Yeah, and they do it unconsciously, and so the idea was that you just have a Kender chart of shit that they just have in their pockets. You just roll like a D100 chart. It's just shit that they have, and it can be like, man, let me just go look at my pocket. String, hamburger, a cooked chicken, the 4 pieces of the raw 7 parts, a Palantir,
the Queen's Royal Jewels.
Like Excalibur, you put it back in the back, they'll never find it again. But man, it's like, wait, you had the Sword of Kings? Yeah, I just found it. Wait, what? And it was the chart of bullshit, and they're just like, oh, and it's like, man, I have money. No, you don't. The Kender has it. Hey, Kender, do you have my money? I think I got your money. I think I got it. It should be in my backpack somewhere. Yeah, I have your money. Or no, I can't find it right now, but I didn't know it was yours. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to find your family and kill your family, and then kill anybody who's of breeding age in stock.
I kind of want to play one now.
You fucking munchkin! I'm going to genocide you.
It's like they're going to build monuments to the fact that your race is dead. That we will be seeing for 80 years after the last year kind exterminated. That's what I'm going to do.
I kind of want to play one. I know how I'd play it. I play it like Philippe Constant from Lady Hawk meets Gypsy. No, I have no idea why your gold is in my pocket. Did you put your gold in my pocket?
I don't know. And the thing is that even in the books, the books, Tasselhoff is like barely tolerable, and then suddenly, and that was written. He's barely tolerable, and you want to gut him while reading the books, especially the first 3 books, and then the Trials of the Twins series, trilogy. At that point, when you realize that Tasselhoff is partially the reason why God throws a mountain at the planet.
He was the reason. The mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is because of time traveling bullshit. He's in the past. The things that go wrong that create the Blood Sea, and when the gods throw a mountain at the planet to create the Blood Sea, you realize Tasselhoff is actually part of the reason why this happens. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now, take a character in a race that is this annoying already, and that's from the original authors, and now give them to a bunch of socially retarded role players.
Oh God!
It's like Dino was great, but when he paired up with Jerry Lee Lewis, and Jerry Lee Lewis was just like unfucking sociable, and so Dino was pretending to be drunk the whole time. It was just water in a glass, nothing liquid, no liquor whatsoever. He was just pretending that because he absolutely couldn't stand Jerry Lewis after like the first like week, and Jerry Lewis hated fucking Dino, but they were good together, and they both understood that. But yet at the same time, it's like they hated each other. Gamers have no such relevance for irony or for nuance. They have no idea. God bless them. And now we have like whole tables full of Kinder and a DM that wants to kill himself, like a ceiling pizza.
The other thing that
I just
Dragonlance up,
just like I didn't care for Jerry Lee Lewis,
yeah.
Dean Martin in Rio Bravo.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now, the other thing that Dragonlance gave us that was an abomination upon all of why I know God can't exist because Tinker Gnomes exist.
Because if this hell can exist, there's got to be a God.
Because Tinker Gnomes exist, God cannot be benevolent or good. He has to be evil or allowed this abomination to exist. Tinker Gnomes.
You know, you talk about Tinker Gnomes. I'm going to talk about the Gully Dwarf.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Gully Dwarves
there
exist
we
too. Somehow Dragonlance manages to make halflings suck more, dwarves not cool, and gnomes more annoying.
So,
wow.
Whenever we talk about old school D&D, I just want you guys to understand I don't have any romantic notions about Dragonlance. I read the fucking first 6 books, the Legends, the Chronicles. I thought, well, those are neat, and I probably got the fuck away from them. I never went back. I never looked at it with rose-colored glasses. I thought, wow, this is shit. And that was pretty much where I was. It was relevant for the fact that all the gamers were reading it. That didn't make it good. And then they made like another series of like 10 books of each one of the companions from Chronicles, and those books were no good. Like, try reading the first 4 chapters now in 2024, or pretend that you're 12 years old in 1987 and try to read it again. You won't. You won't.
Can't.
You're gonna be like, this sucks. There's only a couple books out of Dragonlance I liked. Legend of Huma being the best, I thought.
Lord
I've
Saw.
never got into.
Top is good.
See, I read all the Drizzt novels up to date. I'm horrible in the sense if I start something, I gotta fucking finish it through.
So was I hitting a little too close to home when I was saying my Drizzt jokes?
No, because I completely agree with you. But like I said, I have some weird OCD. When I start something, I like to fucking see it through, you know?
I understand.
But I've had a few people tell me you need to read the Dragonlance. I'm like, do I have to?
No, don't do it.
No. What I did was I avoided all that because my friends were reading the Dragonlance books, and I got into a few of the Drizzt novels and whatnot. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go read this H.P. Lovecraft and other stories and see what this is all about. And fuck yeah, that was my divergent change from D&D to freaking Call of Cthulhu.
See,
and then riffs and
the Drizzt
all that.
Drizzt books never fucking bother me. Hell, even with Butcher, there's moments with the Dresden Files. I'm like, come on. The whole like, will they, won't they nonsense with Murphy in the later books.
I know.
Oh, okay. Dresden Files, will they, won't they? It's the same bullshit as with fucking Canterbury and Drizzt. I'm
right.
Fucking,
so if you don't give one of one of them a pass, you kind of have to give the rest of them a pass.
I'm not.
Just pick it up and take her down. God damn it.
Well, the Drizzt books are fine, you know, whatever. I feel like Joe Pesci. Whatever. They do annoy me, but there's characters that are in the Drizzt novels I find interesting.
Oh yeah.
I actually like Wolfgar.
On Dragonlance, there are gems in it. I do like. I shit on Drizzt a bit, but I'm also a complete huge fan of the Homelands trilogy because I like Menzo Baranzan.
Oh yeah, no, Jack. What's his name? The
Draxel?
Drow mercenary, Jack.
Girl Axel.
Yeah, I
From
think he's a
Breaking Bad.
fascinating character. I think Wolfgar
He
is a
is.
fascinating character after he died and came back. I think Drizzt's dad's an interesting character. Like I'm saying, there's just characters in the books is on or it makes it worth reading. If it's just slowly on Drizzt, I think it would have been I'm done a long ass time ago.
I don't know. As
Yeah.
someone with a reading impairment, I have nothing to say.
Now, but then again, there's also the problem with Drizzt. With Drizzt is the simple fact that one, he was written very, very well, and he's a cool character.
Yeah,
But no one has ever agreed on what the fuck level and class he actually is. And every time that a official book puts out Drizzt's stats, they change like what
God.
class he is.
he is a ranger, fighter, monk.
Barbarian, spellcaster.
thing that is
Yeah.
consistent is the swords, and that's about it.
Yeah, the sword's the only part of him that's consistently.
I've
consistent
never
throughout all of
looked
it.
at.
And he's got a cat.
Hey, Guinevere is fucking awesome. Whatever, nerd.
Release
He's got a cat
Panther.
in magic.
I mean, he's fucking He-Man as far as I'm concerned. I know.
But
he's got a battle cat.
and the thing here is that we've had Drizzt in second edition, Drizzt in third, Drizzt in 3.5, Drizzt in 4, Drizzt in 5.
Oh yeah, it's nonsense.
And
I will not say it isn't.
And he changes so much. We also had Drizzt from Dragon Magazine. And wow, how many versions of this guy? And what level is he?
I think
11, 12, 20, 35?
I think that's where people get into trouble because I don't think it's like Drizzt is made for. I get that he is a D&D character, but the author doesn't play D&D. He wrote a fucking story.
D&D version of the Eternal Champion. That's what I'm thinking of. He's the D&D version of the Eternal Champion.
Of Elric?
To a degree?
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never once tried to figure out what fucking class it was. Drizzt was just Drizzt.
I honestly feel that like the most canonical Drizzt there is in Baldur's Gate 2, when you are actually possibly capable of killing him off. But like you do that, and then like you get attacked by every set of guards for like the next 6 months. Whenever you go into a city, I serve the flaming fist. Oh fuck me. Yeah, I played a lot of those games. I really enjoyed them. But that was the most canonical one for me because you could actually like put an end to him and stop his reign of like best-selling novels, and it was nice. I think my favorite book out of all those was Starless Night. No,
that's the first one, isn't it?
No, not Starless Night. What's the one right after Legacy?
Hold on. I gotta pull up my audibles.
Legacy was all right. The Homeland series was good, like Khy said, because it had Menzo Baranzan.
Yeah. Groom was pretty good. They gave you more information on Dwarf Society.
That was after there. That's before Legacy, because you have the Halfling's Gem, then Streams of Silver, and then there's a third one. There's that trilogy.
Oh, it's right in the very fucking beginning of the nonsense. Hold on. All right, Saboteur.
Let's see.
All right, Saboteur.
Busty orc women are not
Okay.
bad.
Crystal Shard, Streams of Silver, Halfling's Gem was the Icewind Dale trilogy. Starless Night was the book I liked the best.
There was hold on. This was book 4. There was the last threshold was after Legacy, and before Legacy was the Lone Drow.
Yeah, you're talking about Neverwinter Saga, right? With Gauntlgram, Neverwinter, then Karin's Claw, and Last Threshold.
Hold on.
I'm looking at the chronological work of it right now.
Yeah,
Dark Elf Trilogy, then Icewind Dale, then Legacy of the Drow, then Paths of Darkness, Hunter's Blade Trilogy, then the Transitions, the Neverwinter Saga, then the Sundering,
Sundering was interesting.
the Companions Codex, then the Homecoming, Generations, and Way of the Drow. And I've not read anything since the Silent Blade when Artemis Centauri kills him. Probably the first time it happens.
I enjoy the book. Like I was saying before, I might catch a little bit of crap for this, but I don't care. I enjoy the books for what they are. They're candy. I don't, they're just candy.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut this short, but it's starting to get pretty late. Is Khy gonna be needing to go to bed here soon?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
If you want to head out, you're cool.
Yeah, if you want to dive, you can, man. I know that you don't read a lot of the D&D books and such.
No, I'm a little tired. I can't say I was getting ready to go to bed. It's more along the lines that usually by this point, Kai's like, I need to go to bed.
Khy is a grown up. He knows when he has to go to bed.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're wrong. It is after 12, but...
Oh, I'm good for once.
Whatever he did earlier today, it's paying in spades now.
A lot of coffee and 2 naps. So...
No, there you be.
2 naps? Man, you lucky man, you.
Yeah. I had a noon nap and then a nap an hour before I got on here.
The other day, I tried to take a nap. I was like, oh, I can sleep for a couple hours. Everybody else is crashed out. I don't have to put on my end. So I'm watching YouTube videos, getting kind of tired. I close my eyes, and then I start having a dream. And I haven't had a dream in a while. And I'm thinking, holy shit, I'm dreaming. Wait, this is deep sleep. Like, I'm sleeping. And then, just like that, I'm awake, wide awake. I had passed out for like 2 hours straight. And I was so sad. Because my brain just told me, like, oh yeah, you're asleep. And that woke me up. I fucking hate my brain sometimes.
I know that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that damn meme. Hey, are you sleeping? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I actually stopped
Rusty
reading
Orc.
right before Servant of the Showered. I guess one of these days I'll have to find a stack of those. There's a really good pawnbroker or pawn shop across the street from me, 9 Lives, and I need to go over there more often. That lady is a sweetheart.
They got better covers now than I remember 30 some odd years ago.
Yeah, the covers are nicer, I'll say that much. Somebody really took note of what Jarlaxle looked like in the books, and they did a really good job.
No, whoever he has as the artist does, I mean, for the most part, a really good job.
I mean, that's about as best I've ever seen him been brought to life.
Yep. I've known way too many people who like we don't want any more Dritzes in our tables. And then someone's like, "Can I play a Jiraxle?" And be like, "Yes, if you can do Jiraxle, we'll take a Jiraxle any day of the week."
I would agree.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I really don't want to play Star Wars with any more Jedi. But if you're willing to tell me like you're gonna do a Talon card, yeah, please do.
Oh yeah, a Talon card would be fantastic. Or, god, um, a Graham Bell Iblis would also be cool.
I'd buy
Yeah.
that for $1.
Yeah, a Bell Iblis would be neat. A Talon card would be cool. I would be okay with a Legend Tillies just because I want more overdramatic Michael Stackpole-esque garbage X-Wing novels without everyone being a Jedi by the end of the frickin' book series. The Force is like, do you do anything cool? Yes, you're a Force user. Wait, what?
I want to be a Jedi Ewok.
No.
I want to
No.
be.
First,
I wanna
you've
be-
combined two of the most annoying things in the universe into one thing, so no.
I want to be a Klingon Jedi.
First off, no. We're crossing franchises. No.
You're a Force, Harry.
That's right.
Okay.
I want
I want to be a Drow Jedi in Fiend Folio aesthetics.
Oh, okay. Come on.
I see how it is.
At that point, you might as well just say, I want to play a Predator Stormtrooper. So
Okay, now that makes more sense because the Predator couldn't really shoot that well when it came to the main character syndrome.
nope.
Can I have a Predator Stormtrooper girlfriend?
Yeah.
We already had.
Let's go for total trash fan fiction here.
Yeah.
Going to hell.
I've always
yeah. Darth Kirk of the Adventures of the Enterprise.
Take one for the team, Captain. I think I'm going to.
Hey, Kurt is the reason why we have space herpes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's only following protocol and established procedure. There was a young lady in San Francisco that was rumored to have been the source of the herpes and chlamydia outbreaks for the 7th Fleet. I'm just saying. Apollo Patriot's like, I want busty Orc women. So do we.
Don't we all?
So do we, my friend. That you missed it last week. We had Mindy here. I didn't realize Mindy was such a short stack.
Oh, she was actually in town?
Yeah, Chris flew her in, and I'm happy I cleaned my toilet up so she could use it when she had to go use the loo. But
Jesus.
yeah, that I felt sorry for people because like, oh wow, my toilet's got to get like public use. Shit.
No, he sent me like a visual video saying you really don't want to miss today's game.
No,
I'm in the fucking waiting room fucking hacking. I'm like I can't be there.
Poor dude's dying.
I'm dying. You either need to be dying or there's no excuse in this game unless you're dying. I'm dying. I got the Trump log long. Say that again?
Was it busy in the emergency room?
Yeah. At the prompt care, there was roughly about 19 people ahead of me, and each one was like a 45-minute wait.
Holy shit.
And I told going to the hospital, going to the ER is just going to be as bad.
What time did you get waited on?
I got in there at 8. I didn't get waited on until I want to say about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then they gave me some meds and told me just go straight to bed, and I wasn't going to argue with them. By the time I actually kind of woke up, I said hello in chat for Saturday, and you guys were mid-gaming, which I completely get, but that was probably the most inherent I was until Saturday, roughly around 3 o'clock when I woke up again. It takes a lot to put me on my ass, but fuck's sake, this did it.
Yeah, I've never seen you fail on a game before like that. I'm not saying it's like something that you do for other people, but I've never seen you bail on us. You must have been really fucking sick, dude. That's all I got to say.
Oh, I was. Fuck.
It's forgiven. I mean, you're good. You know, we know you were sick.
If you guys heard that, I'm sorry. I live with my 23-year-old Aspergian son Laszlo, and he's probably drunk.
Okay.
Happens.
He drinks. He has one Pabst beer, and he's like drunk.
I mean, I'll give him this. Like he's what 20?
23.
Okay, and Pabst beer is a 5.2, 5.5. It's not unrespectable.
Hey, I mean, I know genetically he's not mine, so I don't give him too much
It's a good
shit.
cheap beer.
But one beer, I don't know. Shit. When me and you met, Bruce, I think I was like on my third or fourth gallon of cheap beer.
Yeah, you were fucking soused all to hell.
I mean, I was doing my best John Belushi impression that day.
And you even did backflips.
Yeah. Don't ask me to do that nonsense anymore.
Oh dear God, I know what you
No,
mean.
I'm serious. He was doing backflips. He was doing
Oh,
everything. You were trying everything you could to impress her and win
Oh,
her
yeah.
back. And I was like, he's really trying to impress her. That's impressive.
Oh, I was an idiot. I'll be the first one to admit to it. I was a fucking idiot.
It's all right. I was too. I was there. You're not going to steal my girlfriend. Now,
learned-
like, you have her. You want
Oh,
her?
no.
Oh,
We got to the Pumpkin Festival. I was hanging out with Russ, Mike, and Rick.
well, making
And Russ is like, hey, Connell, I'm like, yeah, let's go to the beer tent. That sounds like a great idea.
To the beer tent.
Back
that's
when I could have
exactly
yeah.
that was exactly how it worked too.
Beer? Beer,
When
you
I
say?
when I saw him for the first time, he was arguing with a wall, and he
That's
came
probably true.
he came over to Priscilla and he tried like giving her a kiss, and she was like trying to shove him away for a little bit. This is my boyfriend Bruce, and you and I shook hands, and we both gripped each other's hands really hard, like we were trying to break the other person's knuckles and shit. It was funny as fuck.
Best thing came out of that relationship was becoming friends with you.
Yeah, seriously.
I've heard that actually more than once.
Oh, dude, you'll find guys that are Eskimo brothers, and they're just like, man, that was the best thing that happened. We became friends. If it happens to you, you'll understand it a little bit more than what you want to, and it'll be fine.
Yup.
It's all a part of life.
Yep, all part of life.
Now I just gotta find some time to actually make it down to Texas. Fuck's sake.
When you do, we got a few places we're going to take you. Get Chris and Grog together, and we'll get you in a little Subaru of death and zoom you all over town and get you some Max and Louis and some Shack. And by the time it's all said and done, we might even go to a little place called Lockhart and introduce you to what's called barbecue and brisket. And yeah,
I
I know
lived
you
in
might,
Tennessee. I know what barbecue is.
yeah, but you don't really know what Texas barbecue is. It's a little different here.
Fair enough.
Apollo Patriot knows that he's another neighbor of ours. There's a lot of difference between like KC and Texas is got a real big variance because Kansas City is like really sauce based, really heavily sauce based, and there's a lot of places around here that are rub based. But like my favorite places that they have like their own proprietary mustard based sauce, and
Mm.
it's fucking delicious.
Just point me to where the good food is and where the cigar shop is, and I'll be happy. Because, well, Texas, as far as my understanding, doesn't have that Nazi-ish law, Nazis law, where you can't smoke in bars.
There's a lot of bars you can't really smoke in, but we have things called beer gardens.
We have the where are you from? This neck of the
Beer
woods?
gardens, or you have a
You know,
club.
Jimmy's on Farmington Road.
Yeah.
They have a cigar garden.
Nice.
Yeah. If I'm not at the lounge, I'm there. Because, the lounge doesn't serve Guinness on tap.
You can pick
everyone's being so happy we have Younglings now.
I drank so much fucking Yingling back in college. I just look at it now, I'm like, really? That and Honey Brown.
Man, I drank so much Honey Brown and I can't find it anymore. They took it out of the state. It's all based in Newark and fucking Jersey and Pennsylvania now.
I know. Gotta find some time to hang out with Khy.
That's a hard one right there. Gotta find a window that the universe isn't gonna say fuck you on.
Oh, I get a chance to be by myself and hang out with my friends and family. Oh, by the way, you're working next. Fuck.
You got the
Yeah,
day
we
off.
need you to do a 100
Nibiru is coming in to collide with Earth.
That's about what I think. I have a vacation plan. The sea to explode. Fuck. Okay, fine.
Anymore, I'm kind of easy to find. Just there's a place in Peoria Heights. And hell, Khy, you already been there once.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 4-day weekend job now. 4-day-a-week job.
So are we bringing back table breakers?
Don't know yet. It'd have to be like earlier in the day because Janet really wants to have me available for Friday nights. If I'm going to have her every Saturday, she wants me on every Friday.
Well, I don't know how I feel about that. Damn it, Janet, you're hot, but I known him first.
If we could
She
do
might
like
be able
really, or I tell you what, if I can stay up Thursday night, no.
Just no.
Hold on. I work Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. I could get some sleep and we could do it on Thursdays.
Go
If you
back.
want.
That'd be awesome.
If you want. Not gonna force you.
Take a nap.
And the thing is, if that people's schedules have changed a bit, okay, they've changed. Whatever.
Well, Wednesdays are always going to be out for me right now. Mondays are always out for me. Saturdays, every other. I can make Thursday work. Now that I have a little bit more say in my
What's
fucking
it then,
schedule.
I'm not gonna force you to work out of your schedule, dude.
8 or 10 months since the last table breakers.
Yeah.
It's almost been a year.
Wow.
Holy
Fucking
crap.
Shadow wants to know when we're going to do a reunion tour.
Jade was kind of asking about that the other day too.
Wait,
Getting the band back together.
wait. He's actually not being killed by his job.
He's being killed by his job, but he was just wanting to know, like, if it was ever going to be possible.
Oh, Bruce,
Yeah.
I shared a meme that I know Kyle got a kick out of, and I think you'll appreciate, or vice versa.
Well, if you put it on Discord, he's not going to be able to see it there, Haas.
Oh no, I'm sharing it on the
Oh.
restream. There we go. Brain fart.
I want my TV.
Could you briefly explain
Lord.
Warhammer 40K lore?
Wait, dear God.
Could
I
you
feel called out here.
briefly explain? Oh my God.
That is brief.
Yeah. Hey, Paula Patriot. I hope you see this, bud. Could you briefly explain the Warhammer 40K lore, sweetie? Okay. Wait. Oh no. And he talks 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 and he talks.
So approximately 10,000 years ago, a bunch of shamans got together in a field, and they decided to kill themselves, and they created the God Emperor, but we didn't know about him yet. And he has traveled throughout the history of mankind, shaping us, preparing us for our ultimate destiny. He has been multiple. Shut the fuck up! No, I must tell you about the Emperor and how he rode a small horse to go fight a dragon, and then banished that dragon to Mars. But that dragon, what do you mean a dragon? Shh, shh, shh. Okay, so anyway, the dragon is actually a fallen Catan who the Necrons actually banished to Earth. And who are the okay, anyway, so we're gonna go back to that. So who are the Necrons? So anyway, the Cons found a space. Shut the fuck up! What? So anyway, a bunch of toads built a highway through hyperspace.
This is accurate. I don't know what part of this like you guys don't feel is accurate. This is like completely accurate.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
Speaking of things, all things nerdy as always. This coming September will be my 42nd birthday.
I remember
Okay.
mine.
Khy, if you are available, I'm thinking about having a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy themed birthday.
Oh, cool. I'll show up with a towel.
And start a war by saying I would never want to go anywhere without my wonderful towel.
That's right.
There'll be some bad poetry being read.
Bring a potted plant.
And a whale.
No, the whale's inconsequential. That one's just shocked that it's finally in existence, while the potted plant is just simply, not again.
Yeah, that is true.
The plant's been through this shit before. Not
Who did you get that Tiamat from? Is that Reapers?
Reaper.
How much did that put you back?
all.
175.
175?
Sure.
That's not bad.
No.
Yeah, I ended up got some miniatures that I'm not entirely sure what to do with, but my local drugstore that was selling miniatures, not anymore, shut down that little section. So it was like boxes of miniatures that would normally cost like 30, 40 bucks. I got for under 20, so it's like yoink. Now I've got blood demons I'm not entirely sure what to do with, and 4 elementals I'm not entirely sure what to do with.
Paint them. I'm going to sell this Tiamat. I'm going to list it for $650 plus shipping handling.
Nice.
I don't know if people are ever going to want it, but I'm going to do that, and eventually I'm going to buy another Tiamat and paint it again, because I really enjoyed the process of painting this one up. Even though I have all these other figures to paint, I'd be more than happy to do this again, because this was a lot of fun.
Your table of shame.
My table of shame is thick.
Was it WizKids? Their Tiamat wasn't too shabby looking, nor was their
I haven't seen their Tiamat.
Oh, it's a beast. What am I also thinking? Which is the one? The Magical Beast. God, it's unkillable. Only one existent at a time.
Talking about Tarask?
Yeah. That one was actually pretty good looking too. I'm just glad that their miniatures, WizKids or whoever, their miniature people no longer look like Dobby the retard monkey.
Oh, that's actually a cool looking Tiamat. $400.
Which
So
one?
you looking at the WizKids one?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's kind of cool.
It is.
Oh God, it actually looks good.
Yeah.
Look
Price
at
tag
the
on it doesn't look
detail
good.
on those faces.
I like the faces of the dragons better than the one that Reaper did. I'm not gonna lie.
And I think 400 for the painted one, or is that the non-painted one?
400 for the painted one.
That's painted. Yeah.
So it's probably like half of that for the non-painted one.
I didn't even realize they had a non-painted one.
Yeah.
Here's the Shogunate.
Honey, are we all caught up on our bills? Why? No reason.
The fucking the unpainted Tiamat is $350.
So it's $50 more for the painted one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you like to paint,
Well, I guess, yeah.
Get some blacklight reactive paint.
oh yeah,
And
it can
do
make
it up
fucking pop.
real nice.
Did any of you guys see the Amazon Prime D&D thing that they did?
Yeah, I did. It was great.
You liked it?
I did.
I was wondering about that.
Why would I really not like that? That's my question, because I thought it was really well done, and I thought for what it is, it's about as good as you're going to get from Amazon. It
Yeah.
probably is. There's not going to be another thing they can do that surpasses that. Not with that team. The best secret level I saw was the one based on Armored Core 6.
Yes.
Didn't get that one. I'm still looking for. I need to watch the rest of them. I'm kind of excited about the Mega Man one for some odd fucking reason.
The Pac-Man one was fucking odd and funny at the same time. You'll know what I mean when you see it.
But what they did to that gold dragon to turn it into Tiamat was fucking
That was crazy.
gorgeous.
I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, and I thought that was actually a better part of that adventure than the fight between them and the undead sorcerer. I thought the undead sorcerer was really well done, and then you have the fucking cave situation with the Tiamat and Gold Dragon. I'm like, wow, they actually fucking surpassed. I was not expecting them to do so cleanly on the scripting and the effects. They did a very good job.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had to watch it twice to make sure I caught everything. Not that I thought I missed something in the first time through it, but every once in a while, you're more stuck on the ooh and ahs than the actual meat and potatoes.
How many times did you watch Star Wars to catch everything?
Star Wars?
When you were a kid.
A couple times.
Okay.
I fucking hate Star Wars.
Hate repeatedly, constantly.
Well, there is in Star Trek Into the Darkness, the last batch. There is a scene. I don't know exactly what time minute point, but it's when the side of the ship gets blown out, and you can see R2-D2 getting sucked out.
Yeah.
Then in First Contact, when they're fighting the Borg, you can see the Falcon, the Millennial Falcon, fly by.
Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Actually, Millennium Falcon's made like 2 or 3 pop-ins on there.
Because at first I'm like, wait, is that the Defiance? No, that's not the Defiance.
Then again, I kind of always chuck the Falcon showing up periodically is simply you're living in a post scarcity society where you can pretty much, if you're creative, can do whatever the hell you want. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody on Earth who, with Federation technology, one giant impulse drive and a warp drive, has built their own custom one-off or just small kit box Millennium Falcon mass production thing where people just go, wait, what? And they just 3D print their own, Federation Millennium Falcon, and they just fly around Why? Because it's the Federation. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And And thus, when the Borg arrive at Earth, to go blow up everything, some guy who's got well, my Millennium Falcon knockoff has got two old school phaser banks and a photon torpedo tube launcher. I'm taking it out to go and defend Earth because but you're not a Starfleet officer. Fuck you! I got a Falcon.
Freaking Gary the Stormtrooper flying his knockoff Millennium Falcon.
He's totally Ren Fairing it up. His Ren Fair ride is totally.
I've joked and made the argument that the Dune series and Star Trek is in the same universe.
Okay.
Spice.
Oh, okay, Dune. For a second there, I'm like, Star Trek and Doom? As in,
no, Dune. Well, Doom could be in a Star Trek universe.
I'm like, at what point did Phobos disappear? And now Doom guy is just somewhere walking around Mars, just obliterating stuff. The Federation is guarded by a single man who's just too angry to die.
The fifth clone of Picard.
And then suddenly, it's like, the Borg arrive at Earth and they're like we're here to do that. Like, we have a cube. What do you got? We've got Doom guy. And you just hear the music, the music from level 1 start. And you just, the coffin that hell put him in to keep him from murdering everybody gets fired into the cube. And the Borg are like, what do we do? And all of a sudden, just the lid pops off, and one guy gets angrily out there. He has no weapons yet. The Borg walk over. He just grabs a Borg, pulls an arm off, stabs the guy with his own fucking assimilator device. Proceeds to pull like the blades out, like the spinny fucking blade thing out of his forehead. Kills another guy, and then proceeds to and like a half hour later, the cube explodes. And it's just Doom guy riding the debris into the atmosphere. And
whenever they inject Doom guy with the nanites, all he does is poison himself.
It's like, congratulations, you've made me angrier.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd watch that.
I would fucking watch that shit.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm off too. I'm still fucking.
It's like and the thing is that since the Borg are supposed to adapt and become more powerful, it's like, you gotta ask yourself, do you think the Borg can produce something as powerful as a cyber demon? I don't think so.
Well, if you mix in a little Event Horizon.
Oh yeah, no, and if we're going with Doom Eternal, it's like where he has the goddamn two-handed laser sword version of him. It's like he's just gonna run around and it's just gonna be murder sequences. First person, the Federation just looks like someone on Earth is just watching through the camera that they taped to the side of his helmet as he just runs up there and tears a guy in half, and then looks at the Borg queen. She's like, "Oh fuck!" leaps across, grabs a hold of a hover drone, uses that thing to crash into another machine, takes a recharge boost, stabs 4 more guys, cleaves through another person, swords through a queen drone, proceeds to walk over to the emergency eject sphere, grabs a hold of its recharge cable, and with one hand pulls a time-traveling escape sphere back into the warp core, throws it around, it explodes, and he just kind of rides it into the past. And everyone goes, where did Doom Guy go? We don't know. There's just a chronoton explosion, the cube exploded, and he arrives somewhere on Phobos at approximately Doom 1. And several centuries have gone by, and he just walks back onto the Federation starbase, and he's like, "Put me back in my coffin." Yes, sir. Poof.
The poster for this is the original Star Wars, where you have Leia wrapped around Luke's leg,
Yeah.
Only it's Doom Guy with 7 of 9 wrapped around his leg.
I would. You know what? This sounds retarded, but I love it.
And you know, the next time Doom Guy wakes up is when the Q have their war, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm not letting you destroy my universe."
Oh fuck no! He'll just simply like the potted plant from Hitchhiker's Guide again. Not again.
Anyways, I was wrong on fucking franchises, not Star Trek and Dune, Star Wars and Dune.
Okay, Star Wars and Dune would make sense. I could live with that one. That one, I could see a giant slug monster being the god. Being the god emperor of of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
The other
I mean,
side
we already
of
have Hutts.
the universe,
Yeah,
they're doing their own thing.
I was watching a thing, a guy talking. It's like I was friends with Frank Harbor, and da da da. And the whole Dune series, if you look at it from a very weird projection, it's all about mushrooms. Because there's a type of mushrooms when you put in water and boil it, it turns blue. That's why the people's eyes are blue. Oh, okay. And the spores will come off of mushrooms, and sometimes grubs will eat mushrooms. And I'm like, what the fuck were you got? What were you smoking? Where can I get some?
right.
But apparently that was what was going through Frank Hubbard's mind. I'm like, oh, well, okay.
All right, that's weird, but all right.
So was the fucking series, but I got off.
Dropping mushrooms and the Oregon dunes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
I got off the Dune
I can see
bus
this.
when a guy's like, I think I'm just gonna turn myself into a great big fucking warlock. I'm done. I quit. I've been meaning to go
Furries,
back.
man.
I don't know. I've
Furries.
my only experience with Dune is the 1980s and the sci-fi series.
I can't complain about the sci-fi series because I've never seen it. But the 1980,
I like the sci-fi series, but it's got like a $10 budget, and it's got some wannabes from drama class hamming it up.
but did they take their
especially the
time?
Spacing Guild? It was pretty damn close to the book, like
Okay.
with the budget and the limitations, like it did better.
I mean, I
love the 80s film.
I can't watch the 80s film without throwing something at my fucking TV.
Why not? That's a good.
David Lynch is an amazing director when he directs his own fucking shit. He's like Tim Burton that way. Once Tim Burton touches something that's not Tim Burton friendly, it gets kind of, well, I won't say weird.
Twisted. It gets twisted, I think.
I happen to like the 1980s Dune.
Well,
Dune.
Spice Diver
I don't know what to
is
tell
the
you.
best out of all of the versions.
Yes, that was really good.
I actually don't mind the movies.
The new Dune movies, I like the Ornithopter.
Yeah,
haven't seen them.
awesome.
That was cool.
I don't mind the movies.
All right.
They're a slow burn, but
But
it should be a slow burn.
Okay. Probably need to wrap this up here. As much as I don't want to, we do have some things in the morning I got to take care of before we go live with Janet. I'd like to thank everybody that was here tonight. Cigar, DM, Six Nations 31 Kings, Crafting Gamer, Khy. Thank you, everybody in the chat for being here. Panel, I really appreciate you. And I know, Khy, that you didn't see things, and Notification Squad is failing it. I'm sorry, dude, but I'll try to get better on that. Okay.
Khy,
sleep.
are you there?
That might be why we need to go.
Fair enough. Oh, really quick, Bruce.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I love hanging out with you as always. And fuck you, Condor.